We have on this video the Neon Tech War Machine, the MMS553. Hello folks, Denobi2 here. Thank you for joining me once again on another visual tour. I hope you folks are staying safe out there. I know I am. Vegas has been thrown into a 30-day quarantine. There is no gambling. The casinos and slot machines have been turned off. It's pretty serious out here. And that being said, I now have a little bit extra time to do a little bit more reviews now. We have here the Iron Man Neon Tech War Machine. I was not planning on getting this. I wasn't. This was going to be the first die-cast Iron Man that I actually was going to pass upon, but because a lot of my pre-orders were delayed, I decided, you know what, I have room to grow. Let's get this. Beautiful box, gorgeous box. You guys know that the Art Deco box here is blacklight sensitive. I want to see what it looks like before I get the figure unboxed, and it's gorgeous. I like this. My thing with the whole box art is that I wish it kind of broke down into somewhat of a diorama. I would love to have this backdrop into my module case so that I can place my War Machine in front of it. I'd have to destroy the box, and that's not going to happen. So let's get right back to the unboxing. Standard die-cast container, styrofoam. So far so good. And let's get this pop over here. A lot of folks in the Hot Toys community aren't a big fan of the Neon Tech series Iron Man. I love them. I really, really do. Again, that being said, though, this was going to be one of the first figures that I had planned on passing up, but man, oh man, it's hard to say no. It really, look at that. Look at that gorgeous piano black finish. And it's heavy. The War Machine diecast is just heavy. Yeah, the certain outer shell components of this is plastic, but for the most part, internal structure, the legs, they do incorporate a lot of the die-cast components on it. One of the main reasons I had planned on passing on this was because I honestly had thought this month I would be receiving the die-cast War Machine Punisher. And that was one of the reasons. I just didn't want to get buried into an army of Mark I War Machines, even though that the Punisher War Machine would have been a different finish, and I believe it would have included different accessories, but for the most part it still would have been the Mark I body. I think it was blended with other versions of the War Machine. I have to go back and take a look at that. Just out of the box, it's beautiful. It really, really is. The piano black finish really does work with the Neon Tech series. The Hot Toys does a really, really good job with this. Right off the bat, though, I wish the fluorescent markings on the body were more prevalent, and they glowed more. Not saying that it wouldn't glow with the black light. I'm just saying if you don't have a black light diorama display, I just wish they were more fluorescent in tone. Still beautiful though. Still, just look at that. Just strong, just muscle. I mean, this just love it. I do. The War Machine Mark I is, I mean, by far, I think it's still holds its image compared to the Mark II that was seen in Iron Man 3. This by far just it holds the appearance of aggressiveness so much better. Just going through the checks and balances on here, they don't really Hot Toys doesn't really do much as far as paint scheme applications underneath that chest. Just making sure everything is working. The shoulder cannons there and so forth. With Sideshow, you do have 30 days, so that's pretty much what I'm doing, making sure everything works, because if something is broken, it definitely will go back. But in this review, everything checks out. Everything just looks great. It really, really does. Get the protective foam padding underneath the foot there. And I want to say with the 2.0 War Machine, it included the diorama base. You don't get a diorama base with this one. You do just get the standard base, which I guess it's okay. But it's not phenomenal, but it's okay. 2 pairs of hands. The articulated fingertips are always going to be the ones I use. I just always prefer them better. I had noticed that the 2 fingers were neon coated while the others weren't. 2 fingers makes you wonder. Let's get underneath it. There is the at least the base is black light sensitive. It's not phenomenal. It's not like the diorama, but it'll hold. It'll do its job. You have the ammunition belt, and then you have the cannon in the back, and then the batteries. Get that settled up. I will be using the base. This War Machine Neon Tech will be displayed in my black light sensitive module case, which I'll be showing at the end of the video. Get this assembled on here. I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna suck when all my pre-orders come in at the end of the year. I understand that we're in a crisis, but I dread when all my pre-orders start coming in at the end of the year. The Gatling Gun, the shoulder Gatling Gun, looks great. I like it. Same one, same Gatling Gun from the 2.0 War Machine. The ammunition belt, nothing fancy there, just a little rubber strip on there. And then we have, what else we have there? We have the batteries, which I will be installing the batteries in this video, because I always like to make sure my figures light up, and they do work. We have the, oh, apologize for the focus there. That is the ex-wife. There we go, and I'll be putting that in to its chamber. Otherwise, I'll forget about it, so it just goes in there. You never know if you ever need to arm the ex-wife. Now, before I go any further, though, I do want to do a little bit of customization here, and you guys may gawk at this. This is fluorescent. This is orange acrylic paint. It's water-based. And what I'm going to do with this acrylic orange fluorescent paint is that I want to paint the light strip underneath the helmet. And it's going to serve 2 purposes by adding this orange fluorescent paint. What it's going to do is that when I have it displayed in the black light sensitive module case, it'll glow. It'll glow like it's almost lit on. It's actually pretty cool. The other second benefit is that when you do power on the light source, his eyes do glow orange, and I felt that it would fit with the look if his eyes looked orange, since it is a repainted War Machine with the orange neon tech glow. I think his eyes should also be orange, and it should glow too. Using my trusty micro screwdriver, getting the batteries on there, making sure it glows, and you can't really see the orange hue because it's camera's not adjusting to the light accordingly, but it's pretty badass. It really is. Get that screwed back on. And I understand a lot of Hot Toy collectors, they do not like to install the batteries. They don't like to power it on. I get it, but the thing is that if you never test this stuff out, if you never power it on, and a year down the road you realize that the figure electronics aren't working, or you never caught it, it's going to be too late to replace, and it does affect the resale value. I'm going to tell you that right now. If I ever decide to sell this on eBay, I have to list that the electronic components are working or they're not working. Some collectors do get bent out of shape if the light sources aren't working. I'm one of them. I'm not going to buy any Hot Toys Iron Man figures that do not power on. Get that on there. And if you guys are interested, because I always do get that in the comments, if you're interested in getting your own electric screwdriver, I do have an Amazon link in the video description below. That'll take you directly so that you can get your very own micro screwdriver. I love it. I use this all the time. Power that on. Arc reactor is working. I love how the button is just blended in. You don't even realize that there's a little button on there. Arc reactor is power on. The other design feature that really I love that Hot Toys really did a good job on the 2.0 War Machine is how the battery components for the arms, for the hands, are right there. They're underneath the gun case in there. It's very clever. It doesn't take a lot of effort to replace the batteries and turn on the light source on and off. Love it. Simply love it. For certain Iron Man figures, it's a pain in the butt to replace the batteries, to even turn on just for a quick photo shoot. These little LED batteries, not LEDs, these cell batteries, you're lucky if you get 15 minutes of light source, if that. Get that on there, make sure that works. And there we go. Now I just gotta get the articulated hands. And my Neon Tech War Machine is coming alive. I love it. Look at his eyes now. Just his orange, look at that. Look at that medicine look. That's see, wasn't I right? That acrylic orange paint just works with the suit now versus the white pipped eyes. Love it. Simply love it. Oh, we need the Gatling gun. We got to get the Gatling gun. Pop that on there. Flip that on. Get that adjusted accordingly. And there he goes. And let's get the I'll get the ammunition belt attached on there too. And he's looking good. He's looking really, really good. Now, yeah, I guess I'm to the point now. I'm gonna have 3 of the same the same War Machines, the 2.0s. I did not keep the first version War Machine. I sold it. To me, it seems so inferior when you had the first version War Machine next to the 2.0. It just didn't work. It really didn't. I'm loving this guy. I really am. This is good. This is good stuff here. Look at that. You see how you can see that orange hue from his eyes? Kind of that red medicine. I'm gonna kick your ass. Look at that. Chest reactor all powered up. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. If you can swing it, I think it's a great figure to have in your collection. If you do not have a War Machine in your collection, you're on the fence, I absolutely think it's worth it. If you already have the War Machine 2.0, I don't think this is a mandatory must. I really don't. I'm getting it because I love Iron Man. And again, I really was going to pass on this guy. I really thought this month I was going to get the Punisher War Machine, but again, that got pushed back to the end of the year. In the meantime, I am building my Neon Tech Army line here. That is the Neon Tech Mark IV, the Neon Tech Mark VI, and now I have the War Machine. And you guys know very well, you can use this video, you know very well we're going to get a Neon Tech Mark VII. Absolutely, I will bet my bottom dollar that we are going to get a Mark VII die-cast Neon Tech. My thing is what color though, because we seem to be going with a different color every time with the Neon Tech suits. So if War Machine is red, the Mark VI was like that's like a green neon, and then the Mark IV was blue. What other? Maybe a purple? No, maybe like a blood red. Oh, that'd be badass. The Mark VII in a blood red fluorescent stripe marking. Yeah. The Mark VII is the flagship suit of the Iron Man suits. I mean, let's be honest, it just is. Like, subscribe. Please, folks, stay safe out there. See ya.